X-Men reflect a powerful new idea emerging in the 1960s, that sometimes the real heroes are the rebels who fight back against authority when the cause is just.
We must be willing to fill up the jails all over the place.
So when it comes to the brewing battles of the civil rights movement, the question is, why are there no black superheroes to join the fight? The answer lies in an earlier era, the 1940s. It's the heyday of icons like Superman and Batman. But at the same time, depictions of black America are far from heroic.
If you saw any images of African Americans before that point,
What's up, Doc?
comic relief, speaking jibber jabber, big sausage lips, that was it.
Orrin C. Evans is a journalist in Philadelphia who is determined to make a change.
My father was committed to doing something about these horrendous stereotypes that people had at the time and presenting a positive image.
He was able to see beyond what was present to what could be possible.
Working independently in 1947, Evans creates a brand new publication with a different vision for who a hero can be.
All Negro Comics is the first black written, produced comic book dealing with black people as a subject.
It contains characters like Lion Man and Ace Harlem, tough heroes meant to be an inspiration to black readers.
No one else was doing a prideful character that young people should be able to emulate. No one was doing it.
First issue was well received, and Evans' team is all set to make more. But he's about to learn that changing superheroes is not so easy.
They did not like the idea of having a comic book that showed positive images.
The first superheroes debut in the 1930s and quickly become American icons. But these early heroes don't really reflect all Americans. Nearly a decade later, in the late 40s, independent creator Orrin C. Evans attempts to bring diversity to the superhero world. But after releasing the first edition of All Negro Comics in 1947, he hits a roadblock.
The second edition was all laid out, everything was done. No one would sell my father newsprint.
It does seem odd that paper was scarce all of a sudden when it comes to making a black comic book.
People just weren't going to sell it to him because they did not like the idea of having a comic book that showed positive images. I mean, if this had taken off, the comic book would have, at least in the black communities, would have replaced the Superman comics and that sort of thing.
If you tried to come out with a publication, particularly one that vested black people with supernatural powers, that would seem even more threatening to many white people who didn't want to see black people gaining any power because the empowerment of blacks meant a threat to their white way of life.
After the first and last issue of All Negro Comics in 1947, America won't see a black superhero in print for another 2 decades.